Are you a serial procrastinator? Maybe it's something you don't like to admit to, but we all do it on some level sometimes. If you do procrastinate, you're not alone. So today I want to give you some simple tips to stop this wasteful behavior and help you take action on those important things. Hello and welcome. You know that frustrating feeling when you sit down at your desk, you want to make progress and do something proactive. You feel bad if you don't do it, and there'll be consequences later. But instead, you start flicking through your inbox, maybe checking Facebook or other low priority tasks. Anything that feels easier. The problem is that procrastination is a self-defeating behavior. It involves putting off high priority actions that should be done promptly. The problem with not doing those important tasks is that it leads to feelings of guilt, anxiety, and stress later on. Then a lack of achieving long-term goals as well. Finding a way to beat your procrastination is critical to your mental state, productivity, and overall sense of well-being. Most surveys reveal around 80 to 95% of people admit to regularly procrastinating, and 50% report that procrastinate constantly and problematically, and it causes problems in their lives on a frequent basis. Even university students say that it occupies around 30% of their daily activities. Imagine that, a third of what they should be doing, they're not really doing. And even scarier, H&R Block admitted that errors related to procrastination cost around $400 per person per year, which equates to millions of dollars lost. So what do you think procrastination costs you? The people surveyed advised they consistently report feelings of guilt, anxiety, and stress, which affects their performance because they avoid doing the most important things, instead choosing to do fun things. But they don't really enjoy the fun things because they feel bad or they worry in the back of their mind that they shouldn't really be doing those things. So procrastination really is a vicious cycle. The good news is there are strategies you can use to outsmart yourself and your brain. Many have been used and tested in neuroscience research and connect to our understanding of the way the human brain works. I'm a firm believer that everything starts in the mind, and this has never been truer in relation to our perception of tasks. We label them as tedious, boring, challenging, hard, or we say we don't feel like doing them. The key is to break this mold. So be an action taker and take 5 minutes. Grab a drink and discover how to banish procrastination from your life. Why not commit instead to becoming a massive action taker? And firstly, know that procrastination doesn't mean you don't do anything. It's actually focusing on low priority tasks and wasting time and energy. So by the end of the day, you feel like you were busy and you don't really know what you did, but you do remember exactly what you didn't get done. And that's actually worse than doing nothing. Most of your procrastination strategies are driven by your unconscious mind, and this is exactly as it sounds, outside our conscious awareness. You feel bad, overwhelmed, and well, the cycle continues. So there's another day gone and less action. It's obviously safe to say that we don't always prioritize the hard-to-do tasks first. So here are my 3 simple tips to help you avoid wasteful procrastination. When you have trouble starting a project or task, first, stop and do nothing. Yes, that means do nothing else. Sit quietly and think for 15 to 20 minutes about what you are going to do. Now, this might seem counterintuitive, and it is. When you intentionally do nothing, you actually end up focusing on your project, and this helps break the cycle of delay, destruction, and time wasting. And second, if you need an extra boost, spend a few minutes putting everything into perspective. Consider something that you are doing later that might feel good as a reward. And then you can focus, if you can't focus on something that you'll be doing, think of a future event with family or friends that you're looking forward to. And this helps draw your focus away from your current state of pain towards a future that is happier and enjoyable once your project is finished. This strategy also helps to relieve some anxiety that comes along with the thought of big projects or jobs that need doing and are hard or challenging. One of my fundamental aims is to reduce anxiety, and it's right up there with the importance of eating and drinking. So if you do something else, then your anxiety is going to be reduced. My third tip is to consider breaking your project down into smaller pieces and set up a simple reward system along the way. Put a tick beside each small piece as it's completed. If you like to use a chart, cross, tick, whatever you like to use might help if you're visual. And this causes your brain to produce a small amount of dopamine, which is our reward center, and what it craves, and just enough to keep the momentum going of you continuing with that project. And as you tick off the small pieces, celebrate and encourage yourself with positive self-talk. Most of our behaviors, again, as I said, are not within our conscious control. And so trying to help us in the here and now and seeking pleasure is what we're really always trying to keep focused on. It's critical to our success to consciously keep focused on rewarding yourself to help get you out of those hard, wasteful times. And when you complete that project, that sense of achievement and increase in dopamine levels is also going to help you along. The main thing to remember next time you're stuck in procrastinating is to not waste time on low priority tasks that zap your energy. Instead, just sit, focus, do nothing, and really reflect on what really needs to be done. And because we all know what happens when we get tired and fatigued. So I hope you've gained something, and thanks again for listening. Until next time, be well.